I'm tired of the same old Super Bowl pregame show. You know, highlights, suits, on location, big name guests. Man, we got to do it different. Let's see what we can drum up. You know what I need? I need the guys.
They never felt it.
Dopp, the Super Bowl starts in 90 minutes. You think you can stop playing with puppets long enough to come hang out with me?
Fitz, you never stop playing with puppets.
Oh, okay. The puppets are non-negotiable.
Well, can I bring my big hats?
All right, you can bring the big hats.
Well, what about Stefania?
No, you cannot bring Stefania.
Well, is Skubie going to be there?
We'll see if we can get Skubie.
Oh, if Scubie's there, I'm in, Fitz. Okay. I'm in if Scubie's going to be there. But I don't care if you love your hair. Put the hat on,
I don't want to put the hat
Put the hat on.
Fine.
Thank you. You look so handsome in that. Let's go find Skubie. This is going to be a fun show.
Skubie, it's almost time for kickoff, man. Come hang out with us.
Man, I'm pre-gaming for the halftime show, Fitz. Can't you see? Nothing better than having a hot dog on a hot dog throne.
Yeah, but we're going to have fun.
Can we play Rihanna Pictionary?
Yes, yes, we can. I'm sorry, I said yes already.
Okay, yeah.
You know what? What if I get one of them dope hats?
Maybe like this one?
Wait, it's got my name on it too?
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Forget the hot dog throne. Let's do the show.
Yeah! All right.
We got big hats, we got Rihanna Pictionary, we got a freaking Super Bowl betting wheel.
We got the Super Bowl.
And this is Playoff Tailgate.
Let's go.
Let's go! Y'all know what time it is. You are looking live from the desert, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. We've been waiting all year for this game, this moment. Top two teams in the NFL are facing off, and we're here to get you ready for it. Welcome to Playoff Tailgate. I'm Skubie Mageza, joined here by Jason Fitz and Daniel Dopp. And as you saw in our cold open, we are ready to get rocking in this special edition, hour-long edition of Playoff Tailgate. We got a packed show for you guys coming up, and you should be pumped for it. We got a chance for y'all to make some bread. So we're gonna have our betting expert, Tyler Fulghum, join the show, and we're gonna spin the betting wheel. And then on top of that, I wouldn't be on this show if y'all didn't have Rihanna Pictionary.
That's right.
So as you just saw,
we heard that.
We're going to have Rihanna Pictionary because she's performing in the halftime show, and everybody is excited
Y'all,
about
I can't
that.
draw. I cannot draw. I'm just letting you know now. This is going to get ugly.
Stay tuned for the Pictionary. It's going to be a good time because we're going to play plenty of games. And then on top of that, we got multiple guests joining the show. Trey Burton, he'll be joining the show, former Eagles tight end. He'll be ready to talk about the Philly special play that helped the Eagles win the Super Bowl back in 2017. So let's get started because we got a packed show. And for those that know and have watched the show before, we like to do recaps in a certain way, through the power and the beauty of memes. So instead of showing you some crazy highlight package of how these two teams got to the Super Bowl, we're gonna recap their Super Bowl meme road towards the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
That sounds fun?
I like that.
So we're gonna have Fitz start us off with the Eagles.
Yeah, so I'm going to pick a meme that, you know, makes me look good. Come on now. Remember when the Eagles started off 8-0 and everybody was talking about, 17 undefeated, nobody's going to beat the Eagles.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody said that. Now, you know, it got a little tricky against the Texans. People got a little worried. And then Taylor Heineke. Let me say it again. Taylor Heineke. For the people in the back, Taylor Heineke came in and wrecked everybody's dreams. Now, look at this meme here. What do you noticed about everybody. Because this game is on before Monday Night Football. I noticed you guys had a hard time.
And I noticed you're not in the
I noticed
picture.
you weren't a part of that show.
Look, if they ask me to pick a meme, I'm going to pick one that make me look good.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Taylor Heineke out there with them shoes. I'm just saying it wasn't everybody's fine. Remember that when we get to the end of this show and we're looking at some people's predictions.
Yeah, when I look back to that game, what was it, 32-21, the Commanders really capitalized off of turnovers, about 16 points off of turnovers. The Eagles had 4 turnovers in that game.
Yep.
When you look at how they managed the clock, they had double the time of possession that the Eagles had. That's how they ended up getting this dub. And maybe the Chiefs are going to be looking at the same formula, Dopp.
Well, I think anytime when you talk about that game specifically, those interdivisional matchups, they're always so tough because those teams play you so often. So they sort of have your number, right? This is a situation with the Chiefs where, I'm curious if it's going to be that same way. How much are they going to be able to glean from everybody else that was able to steal some wins from the Eagles this year? Because that's a huge part of it, right? Because you look at what the Eagles did here so far, everything was great up until the moment it felt like where Jalen Hurts got hurt.
Yeah.
And then once he got hurt, the team had to turn over to Gardner Minshew, and it became a little bit of a slide. Fantasy managers certainly suffered from it from my side of it. Sprained his shoulder in Week 15 against the Bears, so that gave us 2 Minshew losses, which is not what you're looking for. And the Eagles had to sweat it out, the NFC's 1 seed. And then he just came back for Week 18, but didn't look like the same guy. Jalen Hurts has not looked, and this, I think, definitely hurt his MVP chances against Patrick Mahomes. He's not looked quite the same before and after the injury, so this is going to be a big part of it.
And I would argue it should have helped his MVP chances because there are still people.
How much? Yes, right. I'm with you.
People still believe that Gardner Minshew is going to have an opportunity to be a starting quarterback in the NFL next year. Hear me on that. Starting quarterback. He was 0-2, and they look disastrous without him.
Totally agree.
The way Jalen Hurts plays football is special, and I think that realistically the Minshew part should have helped in the MVP conversation, but you are right. All eyes are going to, I trust Jalen Hurts' legs all day long. We're going to find out quickly in this game when Chris Jones gets after him if he can throw the football. We will know how healthy he is, and if he's less than 100%, that will play into the way this game factors out.
Yeah, and Fitz, to your point, Jalen Hurts has only thrown the ball 49 times in his 2 playoff games.
Wow.
And in that, only 9 of them have gone 15-plus yards. So you know Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, is going to try and make Jalen Hurts sit in that pocket, drop back, and throw the ball. And we're going to see how he's going to do that. But this season, he's actually done a pretty good job doing that. Let's see how he can do it with that shoulder. And, with Hurts back and seemingly healthy, the Eagles have rolled through the playoffs. They whooped on the Giants and then whooped on the 49ers. 69-14 is how they outscored these 2 teams, and they knocked Brock Purdy and Josh Johnson out of the NFC title game, which poses the question of why do fans keep messing with the Rocky statue?
Don't get it.
It is not a good omen. Leave Rocky alone, and it seems like Chiefs fans have already gone to new heights by doing that. So that brings us to the Jason and Travis Kelce podcast, who had some thoughts on people messing with the Rocky statue.
I am convinced that there is a Philadelphia fan who is putting these shirts on the Rocky statue just to get everybody all fired up.
Man.
And it's working. It's working tremendously. So keep doing it. I guarantee it. There's no way. Because it's happened every single game. The Giants did it.
That's sick.
49ers did it. There'll probably be a Chiefs
shit.
jersey on it this week.
No way. No way. Right now, Chiefs, do not touch the Rocky Memorial, okay? Do not do that, all right? Definitely don't put an 87 on there, all right? Do not do that.
I feel like if Papa Travis is telling you not to do it, you need to not do it, Chiefs Nation. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it.
Papa Trav for real. There he goes.
Could you imagine a better time to launch a podcast with your brother, by the way?
Oh, my
than
gosh.
being in the year where you and your brother are playing against each other in the Super Bowl? I mean, congrats.
It is all vibes in the Kelce house. So let's just stick there because we're talking about the Chiefs a little bit. And they're back in the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in the last 4 seasons. Reminds me of my New England Patriots. Fitz, if I might say, I thought I would just go ahead and drop that in there.
Thank you so
But
much.
Fitz, what do you have on the Chiefs?
So when we look at the memes, first and foremost, let me say I was wrong. I came into this season, I predicted the Chiefs would finish 3rd. I had the Chargers winning the division.
Wow.
So, yeah, I definitely didn't.
Who was second? Was it the Raiders? Was it your Raiders, or did you have them as a cellar
full
dweller?
bias.
Okay,
Full
all
bias.
right. As long as we know.
Come on now, I love the way they put Will Compton in a Raiders jersey up earlier. Thank you so much. That's seen, Sam. All right, but this meme in Week 4 should have really reminded me why I hate Sundays more often than I like them. Because when you see this happen, and frankly, this play where all of a sudden they went on the road, they took it to the Buccaneers. Rolls out. There's just this moment where Mahomes is doing that Mahomes thing where, like, you've got him, you're killing him, and all of a sudden you got to take him on at the goal line, and instead he just makes a man miss and throws a touchdown. It's just, what's it like?
Picture. Look at that picture. How does he throw a touchdown to that guy? It makes no sense. Like, Patrick Mahomes is not human.
What do you think I ask myself every Sunday night when I open a new bottle of Woodson whiskey and I say, my God, how did he do that to him? And then you take it through. Like, that's what I go through.
There's only 15 more years of him being in your division field. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, baby. Don't worry about it. No, but seriously, I mean, I think that was...
If I leave now, can I get home in time?
Maybe in time for kickoff.
I'm out. Okay, go ahead.
Here's the thing. The Chiefs looked fantastic this year, and there were a lot of question marks coming in about Tyreek Hill leaves. Patrick Mahomes now has Travis Kelce and fill in the blank at wide receiver around him. How is this offense and this team going to respond? They freaking responded because Patrick Mahomes doesn't need superstars.
I'll give you one more variable. This is the year where Mahomes really started to count against the cap, too. His money went way up. If you were going to beat the Chiefs, this was supposed to be the year. Like, inexperience in the back end of the defense, guys around him that aren't great. Mahomes costing a ton of money. This was it.
Yeah, well, Mahomes is... It seems like he's going through all his progressions, and he's taken that next step in his game, and we already thought his game was at a high level. And for teams that are going against the Chiefs, you think you have one answer. Well, Mahomes is going through all his progressions. He's got another answer. And then when you stop that answer, they got another answer. And then when you've stopped all the answers that they have, guess what? He's going to beat you with his legs.
Yeah, he's going to throw it left-handed to somebody, which is ridiculous. But hey, all of this came to a head in Week 13 when they played the Bengals, right? Bengals got a 3-point win, and it kind of looked like Cincy had started to maybe figure Kansas City out. And you were wondering, like, did the Chiefs have a Joe Burrow problem? And I think the wheels started to fall off once the mayor of Cincinnati got involved. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like that's just like the Rocky statue. Doing too much, man. Let your team do the thing. Let them win, because I feel like once the mayor got involved, it became a whole nother thing.
Like, that mayor has to lose in the next election, right? Like, if I'm running against him, I'm just running that ad over and over again with the final score on it. But,
he did this to you, Cincinnati.
As we're talking about Mahomes here, I do want to say one other thing. The Kool-Aid man deserves a lot of credit for this. Like, you know, the big boy on the sidelines is just, oh, yeah. Like, Andy Reid is out here just getting it done. You mentioned the progressions. That's continued development of the quarterback. I really credit Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, the entire offensive staff of the Chiefs and their ability to scheme guys open, their ability to get normal guys to look great, and their ability to get Mahomes get even better. Like, you're right. That Bengals game was a big, like, we're done. We got you.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Mahomes ended up spraining his ankle in that divisional round, and he looked all hobbled and messed up. And then in the AFC Championship game against the Bengals, he would end up having the last laugh. Everyone wants to have their memes in on Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, but he came back with the Pete Weber meme. Who do you think you are? I am.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Maybe a little bit of shade over here towards the Bengals.
Who do you think you are?
I love to see the shade that Mahomes has, because a lot of people fire shots at him, and he just kind of...
I'm not firing shots at Mahomes. I'm firing shots at the things attached to Patrick Mahomes. That's the thing. Like, Mahomes by himself is one of the best athletes I feel like we've ever seen.
So this is not a great ESPN take sometimes, and I'll admit that openly. But we've spent all week on radio, many plugs you'll get for Fitz and Harry. We've spent all week, everybody keeps talking about the legacy. Can I just say loudly, like what you just said and throwing shade? I don't care about the legacy of Patrick Mahomes. I don't care if he ends up being better than Brady. I don't care if he ends up winning 27 Super Bowls. At what point do we just stop and acknowledge the greatness we are seeing today, right now? And the greatness we are seeing today is the greatness we are going to tell our grandkids about, when it's like, oh, this guy's not as good as Mahomes. I watch Mahomes. Like, I think we just need to all shut the hell up about who's going to be better in 20 years and just embrace the quarterback we're seeing right now, because Mahomes is just absolutely, 5 AFC championships championships games, 3 Super Bowls. He's 27 years old. Good Lord.
Did he just win his second MVP?
Yes.
Is that what right? Like,
yes.
I mean, unreal.
He just continues to do it over and over again. And it's almost like, who's better, LeBron James or Michael Jordan? We just got to enjoy it. But that's how these teams got here, through the power of memes. So let's continue on now and do a little bit of a fun game, paying homage towards Meek Mill. Y'all know, the Philly rapper, the one who had the iconic song Dreams and Nightmares. It was basically the Philly anthem for years. It didn't matter what sport you were playing for the Philadelphia teams. It was just always about the dreams and nightmares. So guys, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna run you through some scenarios and then you're gonna answer if it was a dream or nightmare, and we know how that song is. So I'm gonna reference it with some lyrics as well. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Real people out there know what "you ready" means. That's from the song. All right, starting with Philly, because they used to pray for times like this, to grind like this.
Oh, that's all them.
There you go, Fitz. He knows it. Yep. So, Fitz, it's going to be a dream for the Eagles if what happens for them?
It's going to be a dream for the Eagles if they can just take Frank Clark out of this game, which is, Chris Jones out of this game. I don't know why I said Frank Clark. If they can take Chris Jones out of this game, that's the only way that Kansas City's defense can hold up. Their secondary is not going to be good enough to hold up against these receiving options. If they can, at any point, and I think this is where you're going to look at play calling early on. Look for screens, look for quick wide receiver screens, anything that they can do that will take advantage of the fact that the Chiefs are doing everything they can to move the line of scrimmage backwards.
Yep.
They'll try and come in behind that, turn small plays into big plays. If they can do that and create an ounce of hesitation from Chris Jones, changes this entire offensive game plan.
That's going to be huge, and I think it's going to be really tough, especially because you look at everything that Jalen Hurts does with his legs. He's got 2 great wide receivers on each side, and you just talked about the secondary. If Jalen Hurts has time to be able to pass, if he has time to be able to roll out, we've watched him to be able to hit both Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown throughout these playoffs. I think that there's a really good shot here that the Eagles' offense just outshines this Chiefs defense.
Well, and look at this map that you see here, and ask yourself, what are you doing on the backside of this defense when you got to handle A.J. Brown? I think Trent McDuffie is a good player, but he's going to need help against A.J. Brown, which means L'Jarius Sneed is going to be a
one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's him.
And we can't do that.
Yeah.
So if you're Spags, Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, if you're Spags, you better find ways to make Jalen Hurts make quick decisions, because if these guys have to cover for a long time, I don't know how they handle it.
All right, so we see their dreams unfold, nightmares come true, and it was time to marry the game, and they say, yeah, I do. Still going with the lyrics, but Dopp, I have a question for you. The Eagles will have nightmares if the Chiefs do what?
The Eagles will have nightmares if the Chiefs are able to shut down their running game. I think if they are able to make them be more one-dimensional, take away what Jalen Hurts does well, take away what all of those running backs do, because they beat you and beat you and beat you into submission because they're such a good running team. They've got such a great offensive line. And by doing that, it opens up shots for Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert. That's how they shut him down.
Yeah, let's flip back if we can, guys. The one thing I would say to what you're talking about with the Eagles on offense with Jalen Hurts, I've been saying this all week. They don't call it the PO.
Nope.
It's called the RPO, right? Because if all you got to do is cover the PO, it's fine. I think it was really interesting nugget this week that Steve Spagnuolo spent the week reaching out last week during their extra time, reaching out to college coaches that face the RPO all the time. He's trying to get a sense, because the difference maker here is that we've all seen RPO in college. We're used to what that looks like. Jalen Hurts runs it better. And you mentioned earlier his passing stats. He doesn't have to throw the ball a lot because he's such a weapon. So, to your point, if the Chiefs can manage to make Jalen Hurts throw the football, that's where we get into voodoo. Like, we have no idea.
Yeah, the better, more he throws, better for the Chiefs.
I love that. That is so true. And I saw what you were saying about Spagnuolo reaching out to college coaches. I thought that was fascinating, that he was reaching out to these guys just to find any little nugget as a defensive coordinator. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that unfolds. But, hey, Patrick Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill before the season started. And then he came into this year and he was like, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? No, he wasn't. He had the, you know that one?
I'm coming over that. That was well done. That was well done. That was well done.
He ends up winning his second MVP. He ends up playing in another Super Bowl. So which posed the question, Fitz, of what you were bringing up. If he ends up winning this Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes ends up joining a list that is very exclusive of some quarterbacks who were able to do that at the age of 27. However, when you look at the last 9 regular season MVPs, they have lost the Super Bowl. So, Dopp, how important is winning this game? And I know you talked about hating this questions.
I know, we're good, but that's what we do.
Is winning this game for Mahomes' legacy?
For his legacy, I don't know as though it's important because he's still so young. Like, yeah, it'd be huge, of course. But Patrick Mahomes has done so much now. If he doesn't win this Super Bowl, it's not like we're going to write him off and say, like, all right, well, Mahomes is washed up. He's still got 10, 15 more years of playing at a super high level. Of course, it would help cement him, though, in this situation because he just feels like that guy. Doesn't it feel like 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns is just like the expectation now?
He's getting the LeBron treatment,
yeah,
right?
That's what it's like.
Well, and we normalize greatness. Now, for everything that I said earlier, I'm going to keep bringing this up over the course of the show, too. Patrick Mahomes is at 8 quarters in the Super Bowl as a starting quarterback. The first 3 quarters against San Francisco, he did not play well. He was great in the fourth quarter. Think of how the whole narrative on Jimmy G shifts if Jimmy G completes one more throw in that game that we all remember. But then the other side of this is that Mahomes didn't play well against Tampa Bay. Now, his offensive line was decimated, and that's why these guys right up front are going to make such a huge difference for Mahomes. I think Mahomes' legacy is not so much win or lose in this game, it's play well, because he hasn't played like Patrick Mahomes in either of his first 2 Super Bowls. So I'm looking straight at Isaiah Pacheco and saying, hey, if they can get anything out of Pacheco, then you will have to respect Mahomes. You'll have to respect that, which will free up more for Mahomes. There's a chance for Patrick Mahomes to make that signature Heisman moment play we always talk about. That's what I'm looking for from Mahomes in this football game.
Yeah, Tom Brady had his Bill Belichick. Patrick Mahomes has his Andy Reid. It's going to be interesting. I want to get your take on what coaching is going to do for this game. What is Andy Reid going to do with Pacheco? We know the focus is going to be on Travis Kelce, of him just watching what he's going to do, because Patrick Mahomes threw the ball more to tight ends and running backs this season than any other QB in the NFL. So what is your take on the coaching game plan on both sides?
I think that there's a huge question mark going into who is going to be the pass catcher outside of Travis Kelce for these Chiefs, because Patrick Mahomes has found a different guy seemingly every game based on what's available to him. So what are the Eagles, who have an unbelievable secondary, going to leave open? Is it Juju? Is it Kadarius Toney, who we've been waiting to see something from? Is it MVS? Is it somebody else that we're not expecting? So I think that from a coaching perspective, you got to be able to figure out which one of these guys outside of Travis Kelce are you going to try to shut down?
All right, and if you want to talk strength on strength, this is 2 teams who can pretty much do it all. Check this out. This is the 3rd time in Super Bowl history that the top passing offense and the top secondary have squared off for the Lombardi Trophy. And good news for the Eagles fans, the defense has taken it each of the previous 2 times. The Seahawks in 2013 over the Broncos, and John Gruden's Bucks in 2002
How are you gonna do that to me?
Fitz's Raiders.
Come on!
You know we couldn't do a Super Bowl pregame show without giving y'all a chance to win some money. So we're going to talk betting and bring in our betting expert, Tyler Fulghum. Tyler, man, thanks for giving us your time, brother, man, and helping us win a little bit of bread out here. You feel me?
No doubt. Happy to be with you fellas for a Super Bowl tailgate show. The only thing better on a Super Bowl Sunday than winning some bets is the food, which I can't wait to dig into later this evening.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that either. We're going to talk about food plenty in this show as well. So here's what we're going to do, Tyler. We've got a betting wheel, and it's got a number of different plays, some that you even sent us and some that we placed on the wheel that are a little bit cray-cray. But you got to tell us if we're actually stupid enough to bet those. Should we or shouldn't we? Because we're trying to win some money over here. So Fitz is going to start us off by spinning the wheel. Go ahead, brother, man.
Shout out to Rachel for making this. Let's go! Oh, the strength, the power.
Oh, look at what we got over here. This is not one that you sent us, but it is a fun one. A QB will have a reception. It is plus 700. Should we place that bet, Tyler?
Before I give you my answer, I do want to say, always a pleasure to join a show that has a wheel that looks as cheap as that one does. I mean, Rachel did a great job decorating it, but this is not Wheel of Fortune. This is not Price is Right. So it looks, that is gussying it up with Fitz next to it there. Philly special. I think that's why people want to make this bet, because Philadelphia is involved. I just don't think it's one I would make despite the juicy payout. Remember, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts are dealing with kind of shoulder injuries and ankle injuries. They're not exactly 100%, so I don't know if their coaches want them to be catching passes out of the backfield. So I'm going to say no. A QB will not have a reception. I would either pass, or if you have a real big bankroll, lay all that juice on the no.
No. Well, you heard it here, ladies and gents. Right. Don't put that one down. Dopp, what we got next?
All right, next
Spin
one.
the wheel.
Here we go. I hope it's a tight end one. I want it to be a tight end one.
All right. This is a fun one. Will there be a safety in this game? Plus 900.
Woo! Wow.
Okay, this one is a little more interesting than the last one. If you want to have a big 9-to-1 long shot payout, I don't mind sprinkling a little action on this one. We don't see safeties often in NFL games. We don't see them often in Super Bowls. Both these offenses are really, really good. But as opposed to the last one that was kind of wacky you guys threw at me, this is one I would rank a little bit higher on likelihood to bet, especially since it's 9-to-1 as compared to 7-to-1.
All right, I'm getting ready for this one. I was over there. It's my chance to spin the wheel. What we got? Come on, I need some money. All right, this is one that you sent us. I got you, Tyler. Now we can actually talk about some real bets over here. Jalen Hurts, 30.5 pass attempts. It is minus 133. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it would really be something if I gave you guys these bets and then came on and said, no, don't bet it when it landed on there on the wheel. So, of course, I'm going to say bet this. I'm going to tell you to go over 30.5. I expect this to be a much closer game than anything we've seen from Philadelphia through the NFC side of the postseason. I don't think the Chiefs are going to bow out the way the Giants did, and hopefully they're not on their fourth-string quarterback like the Niners were, essentially, in the NFC title game. So as long as Mahomes is healthy, I think it's a high-scoring, tight game. And if that's the case, I think the Eagles will need to throw a little bit against Kansas City's defense. Test those young corners. Test L'Jarius Sneed. So I would go over. I would make this bet, and I would go over 30.5 pass attempts for Jalen Hurts.
All right. Wow. I get to spinning it.
There we go.
Now,
all right, Fitz, you're back.
I'm going to learn from my last spin. I'm going to learn from it. Right? Ready? Look at that.
That was pretty good. That wasn't bad.
All right, here we go. This is another one that you sent us. Jerick McKinnon, 19.5 rushing yards, minus 119. Are we going over or under?
Yeah, I would play this, and I would play it under, guys. Jerick McKinnon has kind of lost the lead back role in Andy Reid's offense this postseason. Isaiah Pacheco has been the guy they have relied on. He's taken more snaps. He's getting more touches, and that surprises me a little bit because I know how highly they regard Jerick McKinnon for his pass blocking, and with Mahomes dealing with that ankle injury, I thought they would put him back there a lot in the AFC title game. No. It was Pacheco, and Pacheco played very well. So I see no reason why that flips back to McKinnon. I think Pacheco's earned the opportunity to be the lead guy. Plus, I think they're throwing the football against Philadelphia a lot more than they're running it, and they might be playing from behind. So I don't know if this is a good game script for McKinnon. One, to get a lot of opportunity, and then even be efficient with that opportunity should he get it. So I'd go under rushing yards for number one in the KC backfield.
Okay. Dopp, I think we have a parlay over here with this chance.
I've been working out.
Our last spin.
I've been working out.
Dopp is getting ready. They're doing the most. Don't break the wheel.
All right, what are we on?
It's good. This is good.
Oh, this is a good one.
And we're breaking the wheel.
I put it back together. I fixed it. I fixed it.
So we got an octopus. This is when a player scores a touchdown and they get a 2-pointer. It is plus 1,500. Are we doing that play, Tyler?
Yeah, first of all, I'm kind of annoyed that we didn't spin the wheel that way the entire segment.
Yeah, me too, Tyler.
That was the
You're
way
welcome, America. You're really,
the entire segment. So shame on the producers for not making that happen. If you guys just came up with that on the spot, I love it. But of all the wacky props that you guys have put on that wheel, this one's my favorite. I absolutely would make a little bet on an octopus, a player scoring a touchdown and the 2-point conversion on the same drive. One, I expect there to be a lot of touchdowns in this game. There's a lot of playmakers on the field in this game. I think it's a high-scoring game that goes over, so I think we get a lot of opportunity for an octopus. And then two, we have a couple of head coaches that are very good designing plays in the red zone, and will go for two if necessary based on score, time, and circumstance. I believe the last octopus we saw in the NFL this season was, in fact, Jalen Hurts, quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles against the Chicago Bears this year. So we've already seen one of these teams do it this year. Of all the wacky, crazy bets, long shot bets you guys have put on the wheel, I'm glad it landed here.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one.
Love it.
Thank you, Tyler. We appreciate you for joining the show and actually saying we put some good bets on this wheel because,
that's right.
You know, we like to have fun here, and y'all have a chance to win some money. But we're not stopping there. We also got Erin Dolan giving us her best bet.
What's up, Monday Tailgate? It is a beautiful day to be alive because in case you haven't noticed, the Philadelphia Eagles, aka my Philadelphia Eagles, are playing in the Super Bowl today. So let's get right to my best bet. And obviously, I do think the Eagles are going to win this game, but that's not my best bet. The best bet is going to be Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception. I've been giving these out all season. I've been successful all season, and I'm not stopping now. Patrick Mahomes has thrown at least 2 interceptions in both Super Bowl appearances that he has had in his career. Not to mention, he's facing a really good Eagles defense that's really good at taking the ball away. During the regular season, the Eagles, they were tied for the 3rd most defensive interceptions at 17. Just keep that in mind, and we know that Eagles defense is going to get after Patrick Mahomes. I expect them to. He is going to throw an interception. That is my best bet, and as always, go Birds.
Well, there's no way we could do a show without having some type of list. So now it is time for Top 10 presented by the Xfinity 10G Network. And we had to bring in the king of all lists, Luis Miguel Echegaray, because he's here to vibe out with us. What up, LME? How you doing,
I like the dance moves, LME. Let's go.
Looking good, buddy. Looking good.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday! I miss y'all! I'm so excited. I can't wait to get yelled at from my list. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
Look, your list is going to be easy because it's about food and everybody loves food. We're all going to embrace LME.
Yeah. For those that have not watched the show before, we tend to make fun of LME for his lists. And today, everyone, besides me, has a list related towards the Super Bowl. You guys are going to drop a top 10, and then you're going to present it. And Fitz, you are starting us off with your own personal list, which is?
Yeah, so I did the top 10 halftime show performances. Not surprising given my background in music. So we took a look at this, and look, I'm going to start at the top of this list because the top is the most important. Clearly, Prince is number 1. I will never forget. I was in a bar, and the bar at the beginning was split down the middle. There were Bears fans, there were Colts fans. Everybody was saying words together to each other that you could not say in front of Mickey Mouse. Halftime, people were hugging each other that were wearing opposing jerseys while every single person sang Purple Rain. It does not get better than Prince. Anybody object to Prince before we move on?
No, I think he's number 1.
I will admit.
We got to decide one thing on your list that is trash and we're going to throw out. So
okay, well, I'll give you the chance to do that. I put Bruno Mars' Red Hot Chili Peppers number 2. I was biased. I was there. It was an electric, incredible experience in New York. It meant something to me. Dr. Dre last year was huge. U2 after 9/11, the way they lit that thing up was great. Aerosmith in sync, but that whole 90s era, I was big on that. The only one that was hard for me, this was hard, was the Lady Gaga performance. It was okay.
I mean, what you remember from the most is the fact that she came down from the sky.
From the center,
You know what I mean, like our Savior has arrived.
You could talk me out. You could talk me out of Bruce Springsteen, by the way. You could talk me out. No, okay. No, that's fine.
Not Bruce
That's fair.
Springsteen.
You could Michael Jackson's on here because he was the first.
I'll tell you which one I'm losing.
Which one are we eliminating, Dopp?
I'm going to eliminate number 5. I just wasn't into Aerosmith, NSYNC, and Britney Spears. That wasn't it for me. I like all the other ones below that.
Oh, my God. You guys.
Top 5?
Oh,
top
my gosh.
Act like you're so
Michael Jackson. Like this is some crazy thing.
This is crazy. Okay. It's fine. You know what?
We're tossing out Fitz's 5th choice on the list.
I'm sorry you guys don't like pop. I'm a pop.
You're up. What you got on your list for us? What's your list? No, we're going with Dopp.
Well, before I say, wait, hold up. Before I say my list, I just got to quickly say something. Fitz, don't ever enter a Latin American country.
Wow.
If you don't have Shakira and J-Lo in this, It's an absolute disgrace.
Look,
Bad Bunny was in there. J Balvin was in there. It was the Latin party before, the pandemic came. How could you not have La Cultura in that list? I'll give you Prince. Prince is number 1, straight up. I definitely agree.
All right.
No Latinos in this list. Amazing.
All right, we're going to come back to you because he's got a lot to say. Dopp, you got a list. What that is.
All right, so my list is the top 10 fantasy performances. I took the best fantasy performance from each of the last 10 Super Bowls. One thing I want to note, look at how the last handful of Super Bowls just sort of haven't been all that fun. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's years 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and then 2015. Julian Edelman made it twice. I want to start at 5. Colin Kaepernick, fantastic game, 2 touchdowns, 26 fantasy points, awesome game. Demaryius Thomas, I don't know if you remember this performance from him, 19 targets, 11 catches, huge game for Demaryius Thomas. Yeah. And then 2 years later, this Denver Broncos team came in and absolutely crushed. In 2015, their defense had 7 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, an interception, a punt return for a touchdown, and only 10 points allowed. What an unbelievably massive performance. Listen, though, if I'm talking about any one of these, though, it's got to be James White. And I hate to give Patriots any kind of love, Skubie, because I'm just not. But like that James White performance is unreal.
4 different former Patriots on there. I'm going to go ahead and just take off your last one because you got Edelman there twice.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why you only had to do the last 10 years. I'd be genuinely interested to know what, like, Marcus Allen did in the Super Bowl. Let's go back to one I remember positively.
I was going to say, Fitz, I'm not quite as elderly as you are, so I don't remember the Marcus Allen.
Elderly. Wow. That's a little bit of shots fired there.
I'm going to introduce you to YouTube later today. LMA saved me here.
No, let's go straight to my list, I think. As Fitz was saying at the very beginning of the segment, I went all about the food. Super Bowl foods, your favorites. And listen, I'm a little bit of a global nut here, so you're going to get to learn a few names that you don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to say,
we got the classics, we got the chicken wings, we got the nachos, but guess what? I'm Peruvian. I'm going with lomo saltado as number 1. This is like a steak stir-fry with onions. Peruvians make it better than anything. I wanted to kind of go out of the box. I know that, we want to have our classics in there, mac and cheese, etc. But I kind of wanted to go all over. That's why I have a kind of a global Super Bowl food recipe. Come at me, guys. Come at me.
I like the global element here. Fettuccine Alfredo is on your list at number 8. I love fettuccine Alfredo. That's way too damn heavy for a Super Bowl. Like, in the middle of the thing, I'm just like, give me another noodle. Like, no, I'm out of it.
I feel like French dip on a baguette was just the easy way out for choosing French cuisine. It's just like,
I feel like I'm at a restaurant with LME's list.
I love it. Wait. Last time I checked, aren't nachos international food? When nachos count. There's no, I don't know what we're doing.
All right, what do we get rid of on his list over here?
Probably fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah,
that's not a Super Bowl
food to me. I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
You have whatever.
But this is a good list overall, by the way.
Like your Super Bowl party seems like an all-out full-course meal. So I might be over your house.
It's expensive, Scoop.
What's in the empanadas, LME? That's what I want to know. What do you bring? Are they like dessert empanadas, or do they have like meats and stuff in them?
Yeah, well, a Puerto Rican empanada, can have a variety of things. So you can have some meat in there, you can make it veggie, but up to you. It's just that I feel like Puerto Rican empanadas are kind of the go.
All right.
Hey, LME, much love, my brother. Thank you for joining and dropping your list. As always, you did not disappoint. And what you did was take your list to our friends at Get Up and get their thoughts about maybe what they should check out. Let's see what they said about your list.
Super Bowl go-to dishes with the Get Up crew.
I gotta go with 7-layer dip because the nutritional juxtaposition of having the guacamole on top. I actually think it's good for you when it's not, but it's really delicious.
I didn't know we had to give an explanation, but I mean, I want crab cakes. I'm from Baltimore. They're delicious.
Nah, I'm going with a dish that everyone loves, chicken parm. Who doesn't love chicken parm? Get that thing going. A lot of cheese, red sauce, a little pasta, perfect.
Flex, what do you have?
Has to be loaded nachos, man. You can do them right, you pile them high. I don't know anybody who doesn't love nachos. You get in there elbows deep, get what you want, scrape off the part you don't, but I always have to have some loaded nachos for the Super Bowl.
There's one thing that we know for sure, that this Super Bowl matchup could be one of the most even matchups we've seen in a long time. Both teams ball hard. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to those matchups on the field. So Fitz and I are here to break down which team has the advantage in those matchups, right, buddy?
Yeah, that's something we do all the time on Fitz and Harry. A glorious show you should listen to on ESPN Radio Monday through Friday from noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. So we'll go group by group and figure out who has the better one. You start at quarterback. I mean, everybody loves talking about quarterbacks, but Skubie, this one's tough because Patrick Mahomes won the MVP. Jalen Hurts was second. We've talked about the fact that Hurts might have been the MVP if he'd been healthy all year. But most importantly to me, we've seen 8 quarters of football action in the Super Bowl from Patrick Mahomes. One has been good. 1 out of 8. We've seen no quarters. The last time you and I saw a championship game from Jalen Hurts, he was benched at halftime, right? I have no idea which one of these 2 quarterbacks is going to come up big right now, but I got to give the advantage to the guy that's been there before. Control of momentum. I think the Chiefs still have the better quarterback, even though I love Jalen Hurts. You agree?
There's really not much of a wrong answer here because to your point, as you said, it's Mahomes and Hurts are like both the MVPs of the NFL. And Jalen Hurts has a record for the rushing touchdowns by a QB in the NFL. But when you look at somebody who has performed in the big moments, the guy who doesn't have as much talent around him as Jalen Hurts does, and people have liked to say that he's a system quarterback, but we've seen what Patrick Mahomes has done.
All right,
now,
so
the
let's go to
defensive
defense.
side of the ball. I think you've got to go with the Eagles here, right? They've had 80-plus sacks this season. They've had a record on that side of the ball. They have guys who can get after the quarterback. And if you're going to go against an elite quarterback, you need guys who can sack him.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty simple. I agree with you. Also, the Chiefs have a great pass rush, but that great pass rush is masking their inefficiencies on the back end of that defense. This one's pretty easy. Just like skill players are pretty easy, I think we can agree that the Eagles have better skill players, right? This is no discredit to the Chiefs, but the Chiefs specifically know they can win with a certain type of guy. The Eagles went out and got all the guys, right? You and I talked about it right after the draft. I thought the stupidest move of the entire offseason was the Titans giving up A.J. Brown, and now all of a sudden this is where we are. So for me, it's easy to go from the defense to the skill players. It gets trickier on the offensive line. Let me give you a fun fact, because we keep talking about the Eagles' offensive line. I'm going to give you a fun fact.
Okay, let me hear it.
This year, the #1 offensive line in the NFL for pass block win rate, the best offensive line against the pass rush, belongs to the Kansas City Chiefs, according to the advanced metrics, not the Philadelphia Eagles. How you like that? The Eagles have a better offensive line, according to everybody, but the numbers show that the Chiefs' offensive line ain't no joke.
Yeah, and that's a great stat right there that you brought up, Fitz, because everybody has said that the Eagles' offensive line is the best one in this game. And when you look at what they've been able to do as an offense, the Eagles are necessarily top 5, top 10 in every category. But look at Lane Johnson. He is their right tackle, the guy that has done a lot for this team. They find a lot of success when he's healthy, but he's not healthy in this game. He has a torn groin, and we've seen what Patrick Mahomes has been able to do with that ankle of his as well. I'm going to go with the Chiefs' offensive line with here and agree with you. But
I think this one's, honestly, I think we could go either way with the line play. I think the line play is kind of a tie. Coaching is where this one gets interesting, right? Because you talked earlier about the weapons. Nick Sirianni's done a great job. I think right now Andy Reid is the best coach in the NFL. I think Andy Reid is in that Bill Belichick conversation. The second Super Bowl, we're going to talk about Andy Reid totally differently. So I lean towards Andy Reid. You could talk me into Sirianni if you prefer Sirianni, but I feel like the advantage goes to the Chiefs when it comes to the coaching.
I will, however, say Sirianni has done so much with this team, and you can hear about how they talk about their preparation for each game, especially coming into the Super Bowl. What he's continued to say is keep the main thing the main thing. They're a team that hasn't been to the Super Bowl before, and they're still preparing like a team that's been there, done that. But we know Andy Reid has been there, done that for both teams. He was there for the Eagles, and he's there for the Chiefs. And this man is one of the greatest offensive minds that we've seen in all of football.
It speaks to what you started this whole thing with. 2 teams with the same record. 2 teams that this year scored the exact same number of points throughout the course of the season. 2 evenly matched teams. If we change that line play over to the Eagles, this game goes to the Eagles. That's why I keep saying it. It's the fat guys on the offensive line and the defensive line. Whichever fat guys eat, that's the team that's going to win this football game.
That is the truth. Both coaches have said this in their Super Bowl press conferences. It's going to come down to the trenches. As always, it seems pretty basic, but we're breaking it down to y'all to understand that the basic thing sometimes is the real thing. Right, Fitz?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I put them both in there. I called it a tie. There we go. I'm giving you the tie, Scooby.
4th and goal at the 1. We're going for it right here. We're going for it right here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Philly special. It's a direct snap, and it goes to Clement, who gives it off to Burton, the tight end, who then throws in the end zone. Touchdown! Foles caught the ball! What did we just see?
The Eagles are back in the Super Bowl for the first time since 2017, and now joining the show is a man who had a lot to do with them winning that Super Bowl. Trey Burton, former Eagles tight end. You were a part of that Philly special play that threw the ball to Nick Foles, and people will never forget it. Thanks for joining us, Trey. How you doing? It looks beautiful out there.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's beautiful out here right now.
He's living that Tampa dream.
That's right. The Tampa dream looks better than out here with the cold that we got. So, Trey, what do you remember about that play call where you guys went all for it?
I think the number one thing I remember was how unprepared I was for it to be called at that time. I'm not gonna lie. The previous 2 playoff games, I was standing right next to Doug every opportunity that we usually wanted to run it like inside the 5-yard line, really at the 3 or the 2 or on the goal line. And so every time we were in those situations, I'm standing right next to Doug, like kind of nudging them on, like, hey, let's do this. But this is for the Super Bowl, bro. I was like completely out of it. You would have thought, who knows what I was thinking of whenever they told me to go in and run the play. Okay, so hot rumor is that the actual call in the huddle is Philly, Philly. Where did it become Philly special? Are we just allowed to change the name of the play? Yeah, we installed it as Philly special. And then when Nick went to the sideline, he said Philly, Philly. And I think either one, works. So I don't know why he said that on the sideline, but I believe he said Philly special in the huddle.
I'm going to say he did that because of nerves, because he realized he was going to have to catch a pass rather than throw one in about 60 seconds from then. So, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what it was. But this play has taken on literally a life of its own. It's now even a play that you can call in Madden. Is this the craziest play that you think you can ever be a part of? Is there any play that will ever top this in your career?
No, never. Nothing will ever top this. Just because of Philly, it's the first time they've ever won a Super Bowl, and just the opportunity that we had. That's what makes it so big and so grand and so special. I mean, he says you can call it Madden, but if you do, it's never going to work.
No, it's not.
The play never works in Madden, Trey. Don't ever, as the resident Madden player here, do not ever try it. I'm just telling you. All right, so we decided we'd take a look at some college football Philly specials that you guys inspired a whole new generation. And get your thoughts on. We'll have you rate how special these Philly specials are. We start with Florida State versus Syracuse. This is Jordan.
Zero. Florida State's involved.
Don't even need to see it.
I'm out on this one. You know what? We're watching it anyway just because they worked really hard to pull it up. But, all right, this one gets a 0. That's the official rating on it.
It's trash execution.
Florida State, 0.
I love the loyalty to that. All right, let's go to LSU. LSU taking on Purdue.
Another 0. Can we get a team that please?
Hey, look, imitation, it's never as good as the original. It's like a sequel. We all know that. All right. So we got 2 zeros on this one. How about this one's not really a Philly special, but we crammed it in to get a third one here. Michigan versus TCU. And this, it's not really Philly special, but it's sort of Philly special. Where are you on this one?
They didn't get this right. That one stunk.
No. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
bad.
yeah.
That was really bad.
All right.
Do we give that a negative, or do we just stick with 0 here?
That's still above the Florida State one and above the LSU one. So.
It's the best of all of them, and yet the cumulative score of all of your rankings is a 0. Perfect. All right, go.
All right, so I know you're not with this team anymore, but, 5 years later, you've played with the Bears and the Colts. How connected are you with this team?
Very connected. The head coach was my offensive coordinator in the last year I played with the Colts. And there's still a lot of familiar faces around the building. They love when guys, former players come back and hang out, and they take care of us.
Hey, all right, so connected with this team, we got to ask you, what do you think the final score of this game is going to be?
He's wearing an Eagles shirt. Okay, go.
All right. What do you think the final score is going to be, and how are you watching the game as well?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout, honestly. I think it's going to be low 30s, maybe 30 to 34 or something like that, somewhere in that range. And I'll be at the house in the backyard watching it. I got a brisket on right now and a couple ribs, and I'm just going to be hanging out with the family.
That sounds amazing. We've been talking about how hungry we are on the show.
Yeah,
right now.
I don't think our flights can get us there in time, but, you know, save some brisket for us. That's right. Leftovers.
Next year.
Hey, thank you for joining the show, brother. Much appreciated. Enjoy the game. I know you will. And guys, we're excited about the halftime show.
Absolutely.
Like everybody else, Rihanna is performing. And earlier this year, Fitz, we were talking about how excited we are for the show. We made our own Rihanna playlist of what we want to hear. You got to start off with wag, 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 wag.
When you start a show, you need to start with energy. Please don't stop the music.
Throw umbrella on.
You're putting umbrella on your last one.
Umbrella LA. Got to have that one.
I'm going Disturbia next because I can get the same tempo out of it.
I go Wild Thoughts because there are a lot of feature artists in that one. DJ Khaled, throw him out over there. They didn't want Rihanna in the show, but you know who did? God did.
I'm going Umbrella. We're the best music. That's the reference. Man, run this down. I'm running through walls for that. If we learned anything last year, they will get this thing right. The halftime means too much.
Ooh, I'm excited for the Rihanna halftime show. You know Riri's going to kill it, and you know I wouldn't be on this show if we didn't do what we're about to do. Rihanna Pictionary, and we got our games master, Joey G.
Hey, let's go.
To lead us to victory. Joey, what up, man? What are we doing?
How good of an artist are you? This guy I know can't draw for
I can't draw. I cannot draw.
I was better as a kid, but that was when I was drawing at a 3rd grade level.
Yeah. Okay, how about you, 3rd, 2nd?
We're definitely at least at mid to low 2nd grade.
We're gonna find that out. We got Rihanna's songs, Pictionary style.
All right.
So she's playing at halftime. Might as well just run through her track list. All right. We're gonna go 1-1, and you're staying with me. Okay.
All right. Good.
All right. So for the meantime, I'm going to ask you to please turn around. You're going to be answering first. Scubie's going to have the honors of drawing. The first song of the night for Pictionary is...
Now, how long does he get on this one?
30 seconds,
He gets 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
And I get to hit the bell if he gets it right or if 30 seconds ends, right?
That is correct.
Either way, I get to play with the bell.
You cannot mess this one up.
Okay, we are
easy.
starting.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1, go. 30 seconds. Tick, 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 tick,
like
tick.
Umbrella! Guys, it's Umbrella!
That is a terrible
answer.
That's all you need. That's all you need right there, baby.
Listen, you got to give them a layup to start. Get their confidence going.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So now we're going to switch. All right, Scubie, you're with me. I'm going to babysit you. Come on. You're going to go get it.
Fitz.
Right?
Oh, I'm drawn for Fitz?
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
Song number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Fitz, if you could please turn around. Song number 2.
Good luck.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Are we set?
Yep.
Go. 30 seconds.
All right, here we go.
What do you think, Fitzy?
Cupid? Arrow?
Tick, 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 tick.
Heart,
tick,
love?
Tick, 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 tick.
Love? Love
Tick,
on the brain.
tick, tick.
Must be love on the brain. Must be love on the brain. Bring my down. Bring my down. Bring my down. Yeah.
You ran away from me. What the heck? All right, next song.
I'm lightheaded. I ran too much.
All right. Daniel's with me.
I'm back here. I'm doing bells.
Scubie, you're going to be guessing, all right?
Okay. All right.
Fitz, oh my God. Here we go. Here we go. Come here, baby.
Okay.
Song number 3 for you. And for the ladies and gentlemen at home.
Okay.
Song number 3.
Okay, I got this.
You guys ready? Are we set? And go. 30 seconds. Tick, 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 tick.
I stop.
Tick.
Don't stop the music.
Oh,
Let's just stop.
God! Oh, the drawing God! Let's go!
They're way better than this than I thought they'd be. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
I may have broken the pen.
That's all right.
Yo, that's actually really impressive. You barely drew anything, and he was able to
that's
guess.
like a stop sign. The stop sign only has 4 sides, which is incredible. Most of them have 8.
That has 8-ish.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm drawing again.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go, Scoob. You ready? Our next song. All right. Be careful with this one. Ladies and gentlemen, our next song.
All right.
Is this. Daniel, are you ready?
I am ready.
Scooby-Doo. Go. 30 seconds.
This is, shoot, for the first time I'm struggling. This looks like something really clever. That's a book. That looks like a book with some bubbles. And you're filling it in. You're filling it in more. It's a bag. That's a bag with air.
We are running out of time.
Water. Give me something. You point at me more.
3,
point at me harder.
Wait, 2,
let me
1.
No.
You have
the right answer. You have the right answer.
The answer is.
Oh, that's what I forgot. No, it's ears. What am I looking at? Is that a Picasso?
Drink to that.
Do you even know the song?
Your boys
Cheers.
on the board.
know that song. I was trying to.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Your boys on the board. I was able to get one.
All right. What do we got here, Joe?
Mr. Dopp. Our next song.
Okay.
Tough, huh?
Yep, tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next song.
Tough? I don't want it tough. Am I getting it tough?
Yeah, it's for you. You ready?
Okay.
Go. 30 seconds.
Diamonds. I don't know.
Scooby-Doo, this is our song.
Question.
Oh, that's good. So focused.
Question.
Give him some hair.
Ask
8.
Ask Rihanna.
7.
Ask Ree.
6.
Ask her. Questioner.
3. 2.
Hello.
1.
What is it?
I'm on the board again.
What was it?
The answer.
What's my name?
Oh, no.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
We got one more.
That on me?
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, America, because that was really well done.
Thank you.
That is my fault. You know what?
Thank you, Jason.
You know what?
Thank you. I needed some of that.
Give him a hug. Give him a hug. Let's go. We got one more. We got one more.
Right. Who's drawing this one? Am I drawing? Okay.
Saving the best for last.
All right.
Scooby-Doo. Am I guessing?
You got to turn
You're
around.
the guesser.
You got to turn around.
Okay. The song. Good luck, dude. Good luck.
What do we got?
Go get him.
I got this.
The song.
Wait.
I'm getting mesmerized just looking at
this,
Rihanna's eyes from over here, by the way.
I want look at this again, because I have an idea, all right? And I want you guys to understand the idea when I draw this, because
you ready?
It's not gonna...
The timer's going. 30 seconds.
Timer's going. Okay, ready?
I'm ready for it.
And then goes to this.
$20 seconds.
Okay.
What's wrong with its neck? I sense a choke. I sense a choke. We are 2 up.
Oh, no, that's it. Oh, okay. Yeah. We can do that too.
Oh, wait. What are you doing?
Oh.
That's it. You're so close.
Take a bow.
Yeah. We did it. Oh, baby.
Hit the bell. Lucky.
All right.
Where's
we got
my hat?
some sound. Check it out, because we got to get back to our game. Oh, Fitz.
Yes.
You know how this game ends. And that's because you played a game that predicted it just the way I got that right over there. Check it out. That was like
That's a very signature movement.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like an old Popeyes cartoon. Yeah. That's the vibe that I got there. All right.
That's just a cartoon from when I was a kid.
All right, we're going to make our game picks here. We're going to see who we think is going to win it. Starting off with Fitz. Who you got in this?
When I see a game that's incredibly even, and this one is, as we've covered for the last hour, I give the advantage to experienced coaches that have been in the Super Bowl before versus coaches that haven't are 16-11. That is a mark to me. So I got a quarterback that's been there. I got a coach that's been there. Because of that, as much as the Raiders fan hates it in me, I will take the Chiefs to win this game.
Whoa!
Taking the Chiefs 38-34.
On behalf of all of my Philly buddies in the Wonder Years and August Burns Red and me without you, I'm going with the Eagles 31-30. Let's bring home another dub, baby.
31-30, that's a good game.
61 points.
LME, he made a pick as well. LME went with the Chiefs in this game, 30-27.
What was his record this year? I'm not sure I feel good, Matt. Like, what? Does that help me or hurt me?
Well, you're on the same side as him here. And I got to go with the Eagles here as well.
Skubie.
I feel like they're the #1 team in the NFL with the way that they've been playing. There hasn't been much that slowed this team down all year. Mahomes has to be able to lift everybody's play up to a higher level. Whoa! There it is, fellas. A whole season.
You've been our Patrick Mahomes all year long, Scooby, helping keep Fitz and I on.
The best teammates around are these guys and our producers, Sam, DJ, Rachel, Quentin, and everybody else with the show. Thank you. Enjoy the game. That's Playoff Tailgate.